This is the mindfulness system for you, the one that you've been looking for. Wow. Modern mindfulness as defined by Shinzen. Let's learn about Ultra, the universal library for training attention. How fancy is that? This is from Shinzen Young, our dear friend Shinzen. The universal library for training attention. I think that might be useful, don't you? Some context. First things first, a few definitions, context for understanding this. Mindful awareness is a thing. It's a certain way to pay attention to what is happening around you and within you. It involves 3 attentional skills working together. You have concentration, you have clarity, and equanimity. Concentration is the ability to focus on what you deem is relevant, so to focus on what you want to. Clarity, the ability to detect and untangle the strands of your experience. Understand all the aspects of the experience happening together. And equanimity, a inner balance within your consciousness. It represents a third possibility between pushing sensory experiences down, aversion, and being pulled away by sensory experiences, craving. It's not doing that. Don't crave, don't averse. Experience. What the heck is an experience? Experiences. There are 2 sides of experience, a sense experience and a motor experience. Traditional mindful practices emphasize working with the sense experiences. Zen practice does that, but also values working with motor experiences. That involves learning to contact and appreciate spontaneity within motor expression. Sense experiences, of the 2 sides of experience. Sense experience, this is what you see, this is what you hear, and this is what you feel. Feel includes all body experiences, both emotional and physical. Chemical senses, smell, taste, are considered body experiences as well. Not very untangled for you, is that, Mr. Shinzen? Mr. Shinzen, talking about clarity. And you're saying that smelling is a feeling? Tasting is a feeling? Okay. Motor experiences. How you move, think, and speak. Also how you focus. Ooh. Auto techniques train you to let go of control and let the nature itself organize these activities for you. I don't know what that means, but that sounds cool. Noting. One way to develop mindful awareness is by clearly acknowledging the existence of sensory experiences, then gently, intently focusing on them at a pace that works for you. Wow. This is the mindfulness system for you, the one that you've been looking for. Wow. Labeling. An option that can be used when noting. Labels are mental or spoken words that name the specific sensory experience you are focusing on at the moment. Oh. Now, not ironically, talk about clarity and the ability to untangle things. The difference between noting and labeling is very fine, but saying the thing, mental spoken word, when you're noting a thing, which is being aware of the thing that you would be labeling. Wow, what a distinction. That is super clear. Technique. Distinctive focus experiences. Distinctive focus exercises that elevate your base level of concentration power, sensory clarity, and equanimity. Concentration, clarity, and equanimity. Those are the 3 things. In unified mindfulness, you first learn from 1 to 16 core techniques, depending on your interests and your needs. Half of these core techniques involve noting with the option of using labelings. I said that weirdly, huh? So just see, just hear, just feel, note everything, see source, hear source, feel source, be source. Wow. Techniques. And also, definition of mindful practice. The structure that you need to establish in order to develop mindful awareness. There are 4 key elements. Daily formal practice, daily informal practice, periodic intensive retreats, periodic contact with a coach, a guru, a big picture teacher. The benefits of mindful practice. Systemic mindfulness practice brings about 5 broad long-term effects. Relief, satisfaction, wisdom, mastery, and service. That is relief, minimizing your suffering. Wow. Satisfaction, maximizing your fulfillment. Whoa. Wisdom, understanding yourself at all levels. Mastery, to act skillfully. And service, helping others from love. Modern mindfulness as defined by Shinzen. Not Shinzen Young, Shinzen. Okay, we're a little casual here. Shin-chan. Mindfulness as defined by Shinzen. Contemplative practice evolving in concert with modern science. Whoa, science. And unified mindfulness, finally here. A form of modern mindfulness that emphasizes the underlying unity of the world's contemplative practices. Wow. The thesis here, of course, being that all of the practices are similar in some way, and the way that they are similar are the way that Shinzen is defining his unified theory of mindfulness, or unified mindfulness, rather. It's very nice. He's being very his definition of mindfulness is so finely tuned that it can encompass the world, all of the world's contemplative practices. That's the idea, at least. About Ultra, the library for training attention. I can't remember what it was called. Universal Library for Training Attention. Is there a letter missing? Oh, training. TR. A little bit of a stretch there. Ultra. Okay. Training attention. Ultra arranges all the world's focus techniques into 4 basic themes. Associated with each theme are 4 core techniques. This provides a total of 4 times 4, 16 techniques. Oh. In the unified mindfulness approach, you'll usually start by learning out one or several of these. One or several, usually. What a weird sentence. You might start by learning one or maybe all of them. Usually you do one or maybe more. Yeah, of course. All other forms of practice can be thought of as supporting the core unified mindfulness technique and vice versa. Wow. Is anybody else going mad from hearing this music? Oh my goodness. It's so good, but it's also like... Wow. The basic themes. We have the theme to appreciate self and world. Wow. We have the theme to transcend the self and the world. Whoa. We have the theme to express spontaneity. Wow. That was a poor expression of spontaneity right there. And we have the idea to nurture positivity. Oh, lovely. When you appreciate self and world, this is to experience the senses with radical fullness. Whoa. To appreciate the world and appreciate yourself, you can really, really dive in and understand and really, well, it says it right there, appreciate your full experience. In order to cultivate this, you do a technique called just seeing, whoa, just hearing, just feeling, woo, and noting everything. The idea should be very clear here. When you just see, you only see. You observe everything happening in the visual field. This is the literal outward visual field that is influenced by your eyes. And also the inwards mental visual field, which is influenced by your mind. I'm going to stick with it. It didn't make a lot of sense. Another technique is to just hear. Wow, you observe auditory experiences. Again, the ones that are outwards, that you hear with your ears, and the ones that are inwards, that you hear with your mind. Wow. Have you had an experience before in your life where you just listened to something, as opposed to listening and doing something else? Listening and watching, listening and feeling, just listening, just hear. Radical. The next technique, just feeling, observing the somatic experience. Just feel. You feel stuff in your body or your emotions. It's not very clear. Feel is so much more broad than the other two. I don't know why. Not a lot of clarity here, but it's interesting enough. I suppose you could break down all of these into very, 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 very super specific, hyper specific. Like just seeing, you could just do. You could just do depth perception, I suppose, which would be an interesting exercise. Only depth perception, which is like a very narrow portion of seeing. Or only color, you only see color, but you don't see forms. Or only forms, you observe the forms, but don't focus on the colors, and so on and so forth. Only periphery, or only movement. These are narrow focuses in seeing. Just hear. How could you just hear? Just hear direction. What else could you do? Just hear intensity. Hello. I'm well, thank you. I haven't really planned anything. I'm a little off base at the moment. I'm being a little weird, which is fine, I suppose. So, but I feel well, thank you. And we're reading some more stuff about mindfulness, so it's kind of cool. Just hear. You could just hear. I mean, I guess there are like lots of ear training you can do, like only hearing specific wavelength. Yeah, that's the right term, right? Only specific parts of the auditory spectrum. It was kind of a weird way of putting it. You can only hear intensity, so only hearing loudness rather than hearing frequency or whatever. Only hearing positioning. You have two ears. You can location, as opposed to hearing actual, like what the thing is. Only hearing duration, that would be an interesting experience, I think. And then feel, and you have feel, and we can narrow that down to only feeling temperature, I suppose, only feeling humidity, I suppose, only feeling your emotions, only feeling body sensations, only feeling Only feeling... You get the idea. You get the idea. Or you can note everything. This is another one of the core techniques. That was a long tangent. Let's get back on track. Long tangent. Unnecessarily long tangent. The final core technique for appreciating self and world is to note everything. Observe any and all experience. The next basic theme being transcending the self and the world to contact something beyond the senses. Imagine that. You sense something without using your senses. I guess it's not necessarily without, but beyond is transcending your senses. The way that you do that. One of the techniques would be to see the source. Explore the theme of expansion and contraction in the visual experience. What does that mean? Hear source. Explore the theme of expansion and contraction in the auditory experience. Feel the source. Explore the theme of expansion and contraction in the body experience. And be the source. Explore the theme of expansion and contraction in all experiences. Wow. What does that mean? Exploring the theme of expansion and contraction. I don't know. The next theme being expressing spontaneity, which is to develop the energy, the bounce, the creativity in what you do, say, and think. Wow, wow, wow. Got a little extra bounce for the ounce. The way that you cultivate this is by doing a technique called auto move. Tune into spontaneity as you walk, work, dance, and move about. Auto move. Auto speak. Tune into spontaneity within vocal expression. Vocal, not vocal. Vocal. Auto think. Maintain a global maintain a global unfixated state in the mind. Oh. And do nothing. Drop all intention to focus your attention. With time, a focused state will arise spontaneously. From that perspective, do nothing could be called autofocus. Autofocus. And finally, the last theme would be to nurture positivity. Selectively attend to positive emotion, rational thought, positive behaviors. There's an and somewhere in there missing. When you do this, you refine your personhood to be of service to others. That's why is rational thought here with nurture positivity? I wonder. It's a weird. That just seems kind of strange, right? Of course, you want to selectively have positive behaviors and positive emotions. That makes a lot of sense. So nurture positivity, doing nice things, being a nice guy, generally. A guy or gal, however you want to put it. And be pal, being nice. Feeling nice things, focusing on that. But rational thought? What does that have to do with it? The techniques to nurture positivity are see good, create and hold positive imagery. Wow. Think those good thoughts. Hear good, create and hold positive mental talk. Feel good. Find, create, and hold pleasant emotional body sensations, and be good. Do all three at the same time. You know, I guess it's a good technique to like when you're falling asleep. I would like hold like a positive image. Think of like, I don't know, rainbows and unicorns and unicorns, unicorns, rainbows and unicorns. You know, like a meadow, pleasant, whatever. Having like positive affirmations would be hearing good, right? Have positive thoughts. Feeling good, that's the feeling like nice, good emotions. That's a really good thing. And do all three of them. I've never tried doing all of these. It's like a fun exercise. I'm very curious about, well, first of all, I have no idea what the heck this means. Any of this transcend self and world, being source, seeing source, all that. I don't know what that means. And I would love to try out some of this spontaneity things. So I've done all of the appreciation things before. I wouldn't say I'm very good at it, but I've done them. I've done all of the nurture positivity before, I think. Not all together, I guess. But these two I've missed. Though I've done do nothing. I like that quite a bit. I've never done auto, any of the other ones. Okay. The 16 core techniques can be organized into a cycle of cycles. Wow. To appreciate is to just hear, to just see, to just feel, to do all of it. To transcend is to see the source, to hear the source, to feel the source, to be the source. To nurture is to see good, to hear good, to be good, to feel good. Wow. And to express spontaneously. Spontaneity, to move automatically, to speak automatically, to think automatically, or to do nothing at all. Do all of it automatically. And thus you can appreciate, transcend, express, and nurture. I don't know what the arrows are meant to represent here. Wow. This is the idea of the universal library for training attention. So this is apparently every single mindful technique possible is this. I think I'm inclined to agree. I like the idea, right? It seems pretty simple.